completely coincidental and should not be construed. A sum of money is a leading character in this tale about people, just as a sum of honey might probably be a leading character in a tale about bees. The sum was $87,472,033.61 on the day it first caught the attention of a boy shyster named Norman Mushari.
Good to have you aboard, Mushari.
Thank you, Mr. McAllister.
They tell me you're a toughie. 6 months out of Cornell Law School. Already a little reputation for yourself. Well, every so often when you pass by, I'll hear a clerk whistling. Oh, what is that song? Pop Goes the Weasel?
I never noticed.
Oh, I've got to be in court at 10 o'clock. Just spend the day with the files. All of our largest clients are represented here. Allen, Clark, Handman, Moriarty, Rosewater.
Rosewater?
Rosewater, Norman. The 14th largest family fortune in America.
The Rosewater Corporation, sir, the Rosewater Foundation.
A charitable and cultural foundation set up by myself, personally, in 1947.
It's one of my favorite tax shelters, sir. The foundation is run by Senator Rosewater?
Oh, no. His son, Elliot, is the president. You see, the presidency of the Rosewater Foundation is inherited in the same manner as the British Crown. It'll be handed down through all eternity to the closest and oldest of the senator's heirs. And the president is a president for life. Unless, of course, he's proved legally insane.
Right.
Well, as I said, Mushari, welcome to McAllister, Rob, Jem, Reed, and McGee. Make yourself at home. If there's anything you need, feel free to ask.
Thank you, sir. Allen, Clark, Handman, Moriarty, Rosewater. The Rosewater Foundation. Elliot Rosewater, president and chairman, founded in 1947. Offices in the Empire State Building.
Rosewater Foundation, how can we help you?
Rosewater Foundation, when you hold, please.
I'm here to see Mr. Rosewater. Mr. Rosewater is here. Have a seat, please.
Welcome to a flowing font of truth and good and cash. If you're looking for the looted to the few from pure rash. If you're down on luck and need a buck, we'll find you in a flash.
If you'd like to write a piece on St. Denis or Delacroix. If you must research the Church of Christ or works of Myrna Boy.
Don't be bashful, we've a stashful.
Don't be timid, don't be coy.
Barring market crashes, floods, or worse inflation. Barring fiscal flaws or fierce devaluation.
In a world where next to nothing comes for free.
That you never thought you'd ever live to see.
So divide, strive, and find the life of peace. As the Rosewater Foundation NYC.
We just handed Norman Mailer 50,000 to vent his spleen.
Fly to us, fly to us.
Here's a grant to Will Durant and to the Reverend Felton Sheen.
Apply to us, apply to us.
Me, I'm writing a biography of Butterfly McQueen.
Here's your grant for horse and man. Drive to town the bell, fill out an application. We're a boon to the artistic population.
They're as generous as anyone can be.
As enlightened and urbanus carefree.
We'll support you and we'll serve you and we'll take.
As the Rosewater Foundation NTD.
What time was your appointment with Mr. Rosewater scheduled for?
10:30 this morning.
Mine was for 11. What time is it now?
4:45. Here's a copy of Horizon to amuse you while you wait. As per usual, the president is just a little late. But unless you'd like to leave and ask for funding from the state.
Can somebody give me a hand here? I got a lot of rocks here.
joy to void the Iroquois and liberate the Cree. Help the Idaho Grand Opera to produce the Valkyrie. And we built a Y antenna flying into Tennessee.
Yes, he did that, yes, sirree. What a fine example, what a paradoxing. So he is, so he is. What a proud to those who work in prose or poetry or paint. We know he is, we know he is. He's devoted and he's loaded, so we haven't a complaint. And he's stage without restraint. He's the object of our abject adulation.
I'm an outright light of love and inspiration.
He's the Rosewater Foundation.
Who's the first applicant, Blanche?
Mr. Arthur Garvey Ohm.
Birth control in San Diego or alcoholism in Detroit?
Poetry in Westchester.
Nobody pays attention to poetry but rich old farts who've got nothing more athletic to do.
Nevertheless, you do support the arts, Mr. Rosewater.
Damn right I do. I just increased the royalty payments for Kilgore Trout, something like 375%. That's why I'm late. Barnes & Noble is practically giving these away.
They're all by Kilgore Trout.
The man's prolific. Everything he ever wrote is right here. I'm going to start a library here and give away the rest. You ever read any Trout, Blanche?
I'm not fond of science fiction, sir.
Oh, you don't know what you're missing. And Trout is the best. In this one, he hypothesizes in America where all serious diseases have been conquered, so death is voluntary. The government, to encourage volunteers for death, have set up ethical suicide parlors at every major turnpike exit right next to the Howard Johnson. You get your choice of 14 painless ways to die. And these suicide parlors are very busy places because so many people feel silly and pointless. Oh, and they get their free last meals, too.
That looks delicious.
The clam rolls are our most popular last meal.
Will I go to heaven, miss?
Sure you will, honey.
Will I see God?
Coming right up.
I sure hope so. Because I want to ask him something I could never find out down here.
And what's that, hon?
What in hell are people for?
It's a wonderful book. Kilgore Trout is a genius, a very great genius.
Mr. Arthur Garvey Ohm, please.
Good afternoon, Mr. Rosewater.
Good morning. Now, I told Mr. Ohm that you're a poet.
Yes, sir.
You know, there's only one poem I ever thought enough to commit to heart. It was written on a wall, Mr. Ohm, of a men's room in a beer joint in Rosewater County.
Rosewater County.
Indiana, the family seat, Mr. Ohm. It's named after my great-great-grandfather, Noah Rosewater. My father, the senator's home base is Rosewater County. I grew up there, more or less.
You were telling me about a poem in the men's room.
Oh, yes. It went like this. Never forget it. We don't piss in your ashtrays. So please, don't put your cigarette butts in our urinals. Now, it says here, you want to be free to tell the truth regardless of economic consequences.
That's right. You see my last 3 books.
Well, you go tell the truth. Here's a check. And you need any more money to tell the truth, you just come back and see me.
Oh, but this is a check for $50,000.
That's what it is.
I applied for 10.
Say thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Now go away. Right!
What should I write to prompt?
The truth!
Yes, of course, but you're my patron now.
I'm not your patron. God damn it. I'm just a fellow American who is paying you to find out what the truth is. And that's a very different sort of thing.
Right. I just thought, but perhaps there was some specific subject.
You pick the subject. And be good and fearless about it.
Fearless. Right.
Good evening. No, Mr. Ohm, if you're really at a loss, you might try something on combustion.
Combustion?
You know, oxygen, boom. There's a topic only a few scientists have touched.
Combustion.
Go in peace.
Right.
Many are the very, very good things I have bought.
the nuisances my great big bucks have fought. But the thought persists, my efforts come to little or to naught.
Elliot? Elliot! Your wife's here, Mr. Rosewater.
Sylvia!
Elliot!
Oh, Sylvia.
Elliot, where have you been?
Barnes & Noble. I've been collecting the uncollected works of Kilgore Trout on sale. Look at this. Oh, say, can you smell it? It's a fascinating work about a society completely devoted to the destruction of unpleasant odors.
Do you want to tell me what happened this morning with Dr. Schumacher or not?
The private communion between psychiatrist and patient is sacred. It would be unethical for me to divulge.
He's the psychiatrist, Elliot, and he divulged. I've been so happy these past few months. I really did think things were getting better. You've been on the wagon, you've been taking pride in your appearance. I'd so enjoyed going places with you, doing things. I'm so thrilled about the Met opening tonight.
Oh, we'll go, darling, we'll go. My tux is back from the cleaner and everything.
Dr. Schumacher called me after you left his office to tell me what he'd already told you.
Oh?
That he's dropping your case.
As cured!
As incurable.
The man is untreatable.
But you cured him. We had dinner at the test last night with no major embarrassments. You've cured him.
Good lady, if I were a Los Angeles quack, I'd wholeheartedly agree, but I'm not. That man, your husband, has the most massively defended neurosis I've ever attempted to treat.
Nonsense! Don't I always come home from his office cheerful?
Do you know what we talk about?
No. No.
American history. I ask him what he dreams about, and he says,
Mark Twain, Alexander Hamilton.
I ask him if his father ever appears in his dreams, and he says,
No, but Samuel Gompers often does. It's a cure he doesn't understand, so he refuses to admit it's a cure. Sylvia, I don't mean to hurt you. No, it's just, look, why don't you go on home and wash your face, and I'll be there as soon as I can. Huh? We'll go to the opera tonight just like we planned. You'll be so proud. It's a big new production, and we paid for the costumes. You'll like that. I don't want you to worry about anything. Not anything at all. No. Blanche, if there's anything I need signed, you better give it to me early. I gotta leave early tonight. We're catching an opera at the Met. Ada. Sylvia, what are they doing to you?
Shh, Elliot, they're singing the lovers in tune.
I can see that, but why?
To kill you.
Oh. They'll suffocate. So why are they singing? They may not know anything about oxygen, so. But I do. And they last a lot longer if they stop singing. Stop singing! Stop singing! Stop singing right now! Do you hear me? Listen, it defies logic. Stop singing! Stop singing! Stop singing!
Leave him alone! No!
And this was the last you saw of him?
Or heard from him until this letter. By the time I got to the stage of the Metropolitan, the singers had pulled him off into the wings. A soprano and a tenor working in concerted effort can be very strong, you know.
Elliot was always athletic himself. An intermediate skier, but a fine sailor, fine soldier, too.
Don't forget I met him when he was hospitalized for battle fatigue. You know how it is about fires and firemen and
I
oxygen.
still say this family never has produced and never will produce a chronic drunk or a chronic lunatic.
The letter.
Where'd he mail it from, you know?
At the stationery.
The Elsinore Volunteer Fire Department. Elsinore.
California.
Dear Ophelia. Elsinore isn't quite as I expected. Or maybe there's more than one Elsinore, and I've got
Maybe I flatter myself to think I have important things in common with Hamlet, that I have an important mission, but I'm terribly mixed up about how it should be done.
Hamlet did have one big edge over me, though. His father's ghost told him exactly what to do. I, on the other hand, am operating without instructions. Still, from somewhere, something is trying to tell me what to do, where to go, and why. Don't worry, I don't hear voices, but there's this feeling that I have a destiny somewhere far away from the shallow posing that is our life in New York.
The volunteer fire department here is very inventive.
They use detergent in their water so it'll soak right through the wallboard to get to a fire. Isn't that a good idea?
Oh, they are wonderful people here.
They're like the Americans I knew during the war. And I roam. And I roam. Dear Ophelia, here's a letter. Though it's sure to leave a question in your mind. Why I've gone away. Why I've left our world behind. When I don't know what it is, I hope to find. Still, Ophelia, I must wander with a suitcase and a road map in my hand, down the highways of a lost and lonely land, looking close and trying hard to understand. Believe me, Ophelia, believe in what I do. Trust me and love me as much as I love you until I'm through. Dear Ophelia, don't be frightened, don't be sad, and don't sit waiting by the phone. I've got questions, I need answers of my own. Dear Ophelia, the only place to find them is alone. Is this Vashti, Texas?
Yep.
Which way to the volunteer firehouse?
Follow me.
I have another beer, Bill. Guess I will, Al.
How about another round of gin? John, where's that April Playboy?
Hey, what do you say, boy? Isn't that a stack you'd like to lie down? Yep.
Thank God for the volunteer fire brigade. Thank Christ for the crime of arson. If it wasn't for these, I'd be sitting at home with the wife and Johnny Carson. Thank God for the volunteer fire brigade. Thank Christ for the careless smoker. If it wasn't for these, I could not be with my pals here playing poker.
Ask me if I'd like to fight a fire. Yes. Ask me if I'd like to douse a blaze. Yes. Ask me if the sirens want to sound my fire. Or if I enjoy smoking haze. Yes. Yes. Ask me anything. It doesn't matter.
All right. Do you like to man a fire hose?
Yes, sir.
Do you love your fire engine?
Every hook and ladder.
Are you happy in your performance?
Are you listening? The volunteer fire brigade and exchanger lane. I believe in the gas and the breath and the truth of Atkins. Thank God for the king and the strength in the mat and the pretty electric wine. Please, Lord, I will visit before and never see a fire.
Is something burning?
Hey! Anybody up for some pizza? pizza?
Hey, did one of you lunkheads order a pizza?
Oh, no, nobody ordered it. I was just in the neighborhood, and I wondered if you guys might care for a slice. I've got pepperoni, sausage, mushroom, green pepper, the works.
The works? What are you, the pizza fairy?
No. I'm Elliot Rosewater. How do you do? You like pepperoni?
Well, that's none of your business.
Come on, have a slice. It's okay to take pizza from strangers. It's just candy that's dangerous.
Mr. Rosewater, it's mighty nice of you to drop by and everything, but we got a game on for tonight.
Oh, I'm all getting... Oh, say. Nice shine on that pole, boys.
Thank you.
Say, that truck's super, too. That's a good color for a fire truck, isn't it?
Red?
You know, there's something damn touching about a planet that's basically held together by one thing, oxygen. And that one thing, oxygen, is just always trying to combine in a violent and destructive fashion with just about everything else we hold dear. I love you sons of bitches, I really do.
What do you think about this? I don't know, what do you mean? Seems to me this guy's a mental case. Well, what do you think we should do? I don't know, how about you? Leave it be, the pizza's free, so what the hell?
Those Russian barges come a-landing. Yes! If they come a-barging in one day!
So what this?
All the phony bastards who get all the decent jobs. Melting down with caviar to keep the Russian Slavs. We'll take to the woods with hunting knives and Springfields. We'll be fighting for 100 years. My God, not the army. Not the Navy. Not the bureaucrats and filthy rats who live like kissing ass. But the bullets from the volunteer fire brigade sound the call. We'll be running down. You case of Joppa. We're there on the spot. If you're right, big, nicer nightgown.
Hello? Where? Be right there. It's the Elks Hall.
The Elks Hall! Fire, 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 fire! In Milford, PA, on 221. He seized the podium. The detectives made a tape.
I love you sons of bitches, I really do. You're all I care about anymore, because you're the only ones crazy enough to write about the future. I just wish that Gilmore Trout were here so I could shake his hand and tell him what a great man he is. But I've just been told that he could not attend this convention because he couldn't get a day off from his job as a stock clerk at a stamp redemption center in Hyannis. Is that how you treat one of our best poets, an author of 87 paperback books?
Thank you for all that, Mr. Rosewater.
I'm sorry, this is terribly important. I have an idea for a book. Do something. It occurs to me that a really good piece of science fiction that is yet to be written on this one particular subject.
Okay.
Money is the subject, and you don't have to go to the planet Tralfamador to find weird creatures with a lot of money. Just look at the powers of an earthling millionaire like me. Well, I'll write a $500 check to every man here. I'll do it. Here's a fantasy for you. All I need is a listen. I love you, sons of bitches. I really
do. My professor at Cornell, may his dear soul rest in hell, said a brilliant thing to me, little Norman Sherry. Now my name was Lebanese, and my grades were mostly D's. I was still his pet, and shan't forget the words he spoke were these. Just as a good airplane pilot should always be looking for places to land, so should a good lawyer be looking for places where large amounts of money are about to change hands. For you see, students, in each big transaction, there happens a moment when one certain party surrenders a treasure, and one other man who's about to receive it has not yet done so. In such a transaction, the watchful young lawyer will notice this moment, endeavor to use it, exacting a chunk of aforementioned treasure, then pass what's left to his client. A magical moment, a marvelous moment, a moment a lawyer adores. A lyrical moment, a miracle moment, the moment you finally get yours. Dismissed, said he. Okay, let's see. The president of the Rosewater Foundation shall be president for life unless proved legally insane, at which time the presidency shall be passed on to the next closest relation of Senator Rosewater. If I could locate such a living relation, I'll bet I could win him control of the fortune by proving that Elliot's totally bonkers, as easy as proving the Pope to be Catholic. And I represent in the legal proceeding the next in line heir to the Rosewater fortune. So when the poor fruitcake surrenders his treasure, I'm there at the magical moment. There lies the moment, a laudable moment, a laudable moment. I will see the moment to reap financially speaking, exuding the smell of success. Dear darling Professor, oh how can I thank you for opening the door to such beauty and wonder, to find me the moment of magic, the moment of power, the moment of plunder. This moment, exactly this moment, the moment of barrister's pleasure, a top-rated moment, a gold-plated moment, a moment of amorous grief beyond measure. I work toward the moment, delicious and vicious as moments can be. Oh God, I adore me, my smart little Lori. I won't even charge me a fee.
Elliot Rosewater, meanwhile, was sitting in a small bar in Cornucopia, Wisconsin, announcing that anyone present who could produce a volunteer fireman's badge could drink with him absolutely free.
I love you sons of bitches, I really do.
Hey! I used to be a fireman. Yeah, Clover Lake, West Virginia badge, 3458.
Well, howdy, neighbor.
You from West Virginia?
No, Indiana, Rosewater County, Indiana. My father's a goddamn senator.
No kidding.
No, shouts honor. I've been an honorary member of the volunteer fire department there since I was barely old enough to walk.
Hey, fella, buck up. What's the matter? I mean, If my dad was a goddamn senator, I don't think I'd be bellyaching about it. I'd be, hey, come to think of it, if your dad's a goddamn senator, what the hell are you doing sitting in a bar in Cornucopia, Wisconsin in a coat like that? I bet that's a $100 coat.
It's a $300 coat. You want it? Come on, give me your coat and I'll get you this.
You must be crazy.
No, I don't want to look like me. I want to look like you. You're what's good about this country, the soul of the nation. I remember coats like this when I was a kid.
Back at home in Indiana?
Rosewater County. Of course, we only lived there a few days each year, my father being a senator.
And rich.
And enormously rich, but that was always home. Rosewater County.
Are you okay?
Certainly not.
Hey, what's going on?
I'm not sure. I'm not. I am sure. I am. Excuse me. Dear Ophelia, I finally know where I must go, and I am going with all possible haste. I can feel the scales falling from my eyes. It's been 16 hours since I've had a drink. I don't miss the poison at all.
Hello?
Ophelia?
Elliot?
Surprise.
Oh, Elliot, where are you?
Absolutely anywhere. Right now I'm in a little aluminum and glass phone booth in a drab little American town with drab little American nickels, dimes, and quarters on a drab little gray shelf before me. Look, there's something written on the shelf.
What does it say?
Sheila Taylor is a cock teaser. I'm sure it's true.
Elliot, tell me where you are.
Here comes a man. He looks dangerous, but his best subjects in school were citizenship and problems in American democracy. Both taught by his basketball coach. No work for him here. Damn little work for him anywhere.
Elliot, where are you calling from? Any landmarks? Give me a clue.
30 miles from the banks of the Ohio, I am standing on a bare and lonely street. In a town where the economy's depressing and the people are completely obsolete. Oh, the railroad hasn't run through here for ages, and the factories are automated too. So the pretty people leave this town at 20, as does anyone with much of an IQ. Now there's no one 30 miles from the Ohio, but the folks for whom this country doesn't grieve. No, there's no one 30 miles from the Ohio, but the people so plain helpless they can't leave. In the center of this town there sits a mansion. It's my father's legal residence, I hear. But because my dad is in the U.S. Senate, he resides there just 1 week in every year. Well, we're about to throw those mansion doors wide open, pry the boards off all the windows, tear them down. We're about to be the friends and brand new neighbors of the poor, forgotten folks of this old town. Cause there's no one 30 miles from the Ohio, but the folks for whom this country doesn't grieve. No, there's no one 30 miles from the Ohio, but the people are just so helpless that they can't leave.
Elliot, come home. Come home.
Don't you understand, Sylvia? I am home. I realize now this has always been home. I'm in the town of Rosewater, the township of Rosewater, the county of Rosewater, the state of Indiana.
But what are you going to do there?
I'm gonna care about these people. They can't care about themselves. I see that now, because America doesn't need them. Not even for war. Not anymore. So Sylvia, I'm gonna be an artist.
An artist?
An artist, and I am going to love these discarded Americans, even though they are useless and unattractive. That, Sylvia, that will be my work of art. Look, who's home? Look, who's here? Here to loan you $1 or to lend you an ear. If you say you need help, then I'll say have no fear. Look, who's here?
Oh, let the world spread the joy. Who's gone back to see us? That sinner's born.
If you say you need help, I'll say I volunteer.
Who's here?
See the folks of this old town, they need somebody to care. They need some love and they need some cash. And guess who's got plenty to spare?
Who's home? Who's here? Who's the folks now? A friendly cashier. So let's break out the wires. Let's blast in here. Look, who's here? Who's
His heart, Elliot doesn't love those people out there any more than I do. He couldn't possibly love them if he wasn't drunk all the time. I've said it before and I'll say it again, this is basically a booze problem.
But Mrs. Rosewater reports he isn't really drinking much at all.
Nonsense! If his booze supply were cut off, his compassion for the maggots and the slime at the bottom of the human garbage pail would vanish. If only there were a child. The Rosewater family end is plainly in view.
Well, maybe they'll still have one. And there are other Rosewaters.
There are? I'm talking about real Rosewaters. The hell with it. Piss on it.
Piss on it?
Rhode Island. It's an Indian name. Pisquontuit. Dishonor.
And there's a branch of family?
The only other one, insurance salespeople.
Oh, I see.
And you know what they're doing out there, Elliot? And them in the Rosewater, don't you? They're throwing parties. And not even for the decent, dull folks of the Avondale subdivision. No. They're snubbing white collars. It's the lowest forms of human life that they're throwing these parties for. They've taken the family silver, the crystal, and the china out of the vaults, and they're using this stuff for God knows what. Sylvia's doing God knows what with it. What noble mind is here overthrown?
Here's that there liver paste, Miss Rosewater.
Right next to the Black Forest ham, Diana. No, Diana. The lettuce goes under the pate, not on top.
Oh, I thought you'd want to cover it up in such an ugly color.
Diana, before I forget your check.
Oh, it sure is nice having someone pay me again, Miss Rosewater. I used to think it was nice for the senator to let me live above the garage when the mansion house wasn't being
Diana, I
used.
should make it out to Diana
Moon Glampers. Oh, my mother is a moon. My father was a glamorous.
I see.
Sylvia! Sylvia, look what just came in the mail! You've been elected president of the Rosewater Township Volunteer Fire Department Ladies Auxiliary Bowling Team.
Isn't that wonderful?
Do you like to bowl yet, darling?
Like it? Well, it's getting a little better. I try, Elliot, I do try.
And that effort is appreciated. They're so tickled to have you on their team. It means a whole heck of a lot to them, you know, those ladies.
I'm sure. Diana, do you want to tell the guests that the buffet is ready?
Some spread. Where's the chips?
Chips?
Sylvia, everybody loves potato chips. You know that.
I got some cheese nips stashed away in my room. 8 or 10 boxes.
Those would help!
Cheese nips?
Come on in, guys! Come on!
Oh, hey, some spread, Mr. Rosewater. You having an open bar?
I left the twins with my mother so I could come.
Darling, you know Mary Moody, don't you?
Everybody knows Mary Moody.
Now, noise. Sylvia, have you met Delbert Peach?
How do you do?
Delbert's been on the wagon for what is it, Delbert?
I'm off the wagon again, Mr. Rosewater, but it ain't my fault. You see, I told them...
Oh, you call me about that tomorrow, Delbert, and we'll discuss it. Oh, Delbert, do you know Noyes Finnerty?
I know Noyes Finnerty. He's a convict. What's he doing here? He strangled his wife.
Dawn! That was 1957.
Mr. Rosewater, have you got time to talk to me about my motorcycle payments?
You were having trouble keeping those up last time we spoke, weren't you, Jerome?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Rosewater, I gotta talk to you too. It's real important.
Oh, good cheese nips!
Cheese nips. I love cheese nips. They improve the potato pain. But cheese nips. They like cheese nips. And they're not even touching the brain.
Hey, Diana, come on.
Coca-Cola. It's forget the Moet and Chanel. See? There's some Pepsi. God, the whole of cheese nips is gone. Over Mary the hams from Australia and the lamb I have flown from Australia. With the water well done or sliced thin on a bun with a sauce. Orange sauce. Done sauce.
You see, no one wanted to go out with me on account of my acne. Not even Tony Wainwright before her stepfather knocked her up.
Yeah, she called me about that last week.
Yeah, well, she wouldn't want to go out with me now neither. Not until if I had a motorcycle, which is why I have a motorcycle. But since I lost my job down at the candy kitchen, I can't keep up with them payments.
How much?
Little cheeses. They dip them in Kraft sandwich spread. Velveeta. Whole Velveeta. I bet you I wish I was dead. The worst is the best in Bavarian. True, the caviar's utilitarian. But it does go for Russia and surely deserves to be tried. Bet you they want it fried.
You see, I'm afraid it's gonna be twins again. You know my family, we got that twin gene or something. You know, I already got the pair at home without a name. And medical care gets real expensive. They took away my, my credit at the Sears and Roebuck when I was locked up on that trumped up, no good, pack-a-lie shoplifting charges.
So Louise got the flu, Helen got the scabies, and Lorraine has to have hysterectomy. But other than that, the girls are fine.
Miss Rosewater, I just think your hair looks so pretty like that with them little blonde streaks. I'd like to have Bella down to Bella's Beauty and take a look in the streak and mine that way.
Do you want to know the crazy logic? Jesus, what's happening? What do I do? What's that on my shoe? It's pink. It smells icky. Oh God! It's sticky! My rug! My poor rug! They killed my rug!
Come on in, Charlie. Sylvia, where's Sylvia? Charlie Barbergan's here. You all know Charlie Barbergan, Fire Chief. Sylvia! Sylvia!
Beautiful, bright yellow plums. Cheese nips. Cheese nips. You must serve them when company comes. Cheese nips.
Late that night, Sylvia Rosewater attempted to burn down the Rosewater Township Volunteer Firehouse, which connected to a private mental hospital in Indianapolis.
Can I see her? Will she recognize me
I'm
yet?
afraid she will, and that's why I'd like to keep you away from her.
Still?
Still. Mr. Rosewater, she refers to you, when she refers to you, as her dirty, drunken uncle down south.
I see.
Mr. Rosewater, I think I've discovered in your wife's condition not a new mental disease, but one which is as common in this country as jujubes.
What is it, doctor? What does she have?
She has a textbook case of what we call Samaritrophia.
Samaritrophia? It sounds awful.
Well, you remember the tale of the Good Samaritan from the Bible?
Yes.
That's the Samara part, and trophia, of course, is Greek for collapse, or rot, or putrefaction. Samaritrophia, then, is the hysterical indifference to the troubles of those less fortunate than oneself.
Hysterical indifference.
Suppression of the conscience by the rest of the mind. In the case of Samaritrophic collapse, the conscience is pitched down in oubliette, and the manhole cover of that dark dungeon is welded shut!
I think I'd like to go to Paris, just for a little tiny while, to visit my dear parents. Goodbye, Elliot, and give my love, won't you, to all my dear, underprivileged friends in Rosewater.
You can see, I think, that she must be kept away from all philanthropic activity.
I want to go out and have some fun for a change. Live it up.
It seemed unwise to me, gentlemen, to set the conscience of Mrs. R. at liberty again. Nor could I take much pleasure in discharging her while she was as heartless as the bitch of Belson.
Screw you, Jack! I got mine!
I made it the goal of my treatments to keep the conscience in prison, but to lift the lid of the oubliette ever so slightly, so that the howls of her imprisoned conscience could be very faintly heard.
How is Mary Moody?
Through trial and error, with drugs and electric shock, this was achieved. I'm not proud, for I've calmed a deep woman by making her shallow. I've blocked the underground waters that connected her to the Atlantic, the Pacific, and the Indian Oceans, and made her content with being a splash pool. 3 feet across, 4 inches deep, chlorinated and painted blue.
Please don't make me see him.
Prognosis? Another breakdown by and by.
She's feeling better, Mr. Rosewater?
She'll be fine in no time.
She just needed a little rest is all.
Yes, that's all. Europe will do her good.
You going someplace, Mr. Rosewater?
Never, Mary. I'm moving my things, though. It's unpleasant for me over in the mansion house right now, so I've rented an office over Lindsay's luncheonette across from the firehouse. I'm opening an office of the Rosewater Foundation there.
You're not leaving us.
No, Mary. I'll have 2 telephones. A red one for people to report fires, and a black one just to talk.
And you'll give me those numbers?
Everyone will have them, Mary. Put these up for me, won't you, dear? All over town.
Vitamins and aspirins and jars of Vaseline. A display of patent medicines like folks have never seen. Decks of cards and stacks of National Geographic magazine. They keep laxatives and sedatives and pension forms and all, helping folks relax although their backs are up against the wall. There's no reason you should kill yourself, it's easier to call.
You're a dime away from loving consolation when the world affects its worst humiliation.
Take an aspirin with a little glass of wine, and I guarantee in minutes you'll be fine. Bring your troubles in, and I will make them mine. Rosewater Foundation, Rosewater speaking. How can we help you?
The electricity's after me again, Mr. Rosewater. I had to call. I'm so scared. I wish the lightning would just come ahead and kill me instead of talk about it all the time.
This would be a mighty sad town, dear, if that ever happened.
Who care?
I care.
Dumb old woman, 68 years old.
68 is a wonderful age.
It's a long time for a body not to have one nice thing happen to a body. I've had gas, swole ankles, and kidney troubles ever since I was a little girl.
I do wish you'd see a doctor about those kidneys.
Oh, I did. He said my kidney troubles was all in my head. Oh, Mr. Rosewater, from now on, you're the only doctor for me.
I'm not a doctor, dear.
I don't care. My kidneys have stopped hurting. Just hearing your sweet voice.
I'm glad.
Thunder and lightning stopped too.
So you think you can sleep now?
Thanks to you. God bless you, Mr. Rosewater. My mother was a moon. My father was a glamorous. Make my living scrubbing floors and disinfecting hammers. I eat my meals from cans. I go to bed at night. I'm still scared of the dark, but lately I can find I'm not alone when the sun goes down. Since you came to this town, I got two sets of twins. Don't know why God allowed it. I got a mobile home. It's peeling and it's crowded. All day I mind the kids. At night I walk the streets. A girl has gotta live. Children's gotta eat. Folks make fun of me, hurt me till you came to this town.
You got a way of making someone feel that he is someone real and not just some poor clown to push aside. Don't look down on no one if he's dumb or if he's some unimportant person that everyone wants to hide.
I always used to think that God just plain forgot me, or maybe got my life mixed up with someone who is not me. I'm still a little scared, I'm still a little sad, but I got to confess it ain't been half so bad. I think I'm coming around since you came to this town.
Operator, I'd like the area code, please, for Piss on It, Rhode Island. Piss on It.